Okay, guys, we have two different cases for you today. We're going to discuss them both. And by popular demand, our friend Rich is back from his little hiatus. Before we get into anything, I just want to remind people that we are still raising funds for the Cub Scouts, and you can go to givesandgo.com/997. Pack 997 is a traditional Cub Scout, meaning boys only, duty to God, and everything else like that. It is a religious pack. So if that's important to you and you want to push back against all the wokeness, this is the perfect opportunity that you have. All right, so I have Rich here, and we have two different cases to discuss. We have the Reese case, which is a quick update. That's why I didn't make a separate video on it. And then we have the Tate case, which he was represented by Matt Larassiere, better known as Fudbusters, and an appeal to a 3-judge panel. Since you've been stepping away for a little bit, you are back right now. Rich, which one would you like to go into? But before we do that, thank you, CNT Design member, for 43 months. Sup,
Okay.
much love.
Coop is a good Kurt. Got a whole bunch of good crew out there. Okay. Let's do the short one first because I want to spend more time on Tate.
All right. Also, stay free 3DP. Thank you for sharing. All right. So there was a case called Reese versus ATF out of Texas. It was a firearms policy case along with SAF, and it banning guns for people between the ages of 18 and 20. What the judge did was kind of underhanded because he got his PP smacked by the circuit court, the Fifth Circuit Court. He
had a
issued a ruling. Yeah, he issued a ruling, but his ruling applied to no one because you would have to be 13 and a member of FBC or SAF when the case was filed in 2020 to be covered by it, to be still covered by it because you would have aged out, which means no one basically. And he also ordered the I'm going robot again. I'm fixing that.
SAF.
I got.
Yeah, no. You went robo a moment ago. You're back.
Yeah, I'm fixing that. I'm putting in new APs.
Okay.
So that's why it's acting up. It's a signal. The APs are getting fixed.
I was worried. I thought it was me.
No. Okay. So what is going on here is the judge ordered that the gun rights organizations turn over their membership list to the federal government. And I know that there was NAGR put out a video calling out Bondi, saying, how could she do this? The DOJ responded and said, hey, we didn't ask for this. We actually said that we don't want this. And we've actually filed paperwork with the courts, which they did. So that wasn't a response. They actually did that before the NAGR video came out. I'm not sure if NAGR was just not aware of that or what, but they did. They asked the judge to reconsider because they said they don't want the membership rolls. And now today, the judge has went back and vacated his decision on that. And there's going to be a call between the plaintiffs in the case, which is FBC, SAF, and the defendants, which is the ATF and DOJ, to see exactly what both sides want and everything else like that. The DOJ has stated that they don't want the membership rolls, and they're going to ask not to have the membership rolls. And FBC and SAF is going to agree to that. So it looks like that is going to be taken off the books because it really should be. This was the only case ever to say that that is required. In fact,
go on. You're hitting on it.
On the Fifth Circuit that said, no, that's not okay. That's not kosher. So we're going to see what the judge did, but he did vacate his decision, which saves everyone money because they were going to go back up to the Fifth Circuit, I'm sure of, and go ahead and ask the Fifth Circuit to step in. But right now, they don't.
I have a lot to comment on this.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I was incredibly unhappy that I didn't get to be on the original video. Just timing was bad, and that's why I wasn't there. I would have liked to comment on this. So basically, this judge had a temper tantrum or, a sufficient amount of intoxicating something, and then came maybe to his senses, or after enough people told him, hey, man, you better walk that back.
No, I think it's mostly because the DOJ said, hey, we don't want this. What the hell are you doing?
This judge went completely scorched earth. He's like, fine, you want this decision? I'll give you this decision, but I'll give it to you. It's kind of like returning your girlfriend's car, but after it was crushed by a junkyard. It's like, here you go. Here's the car back. I was ordered to return it. Here it is. Yeah. And he basically destroyed anything about the case that was supposed to be relevant. The case was anybody 18, 19, or 20 years old should be allowed to carry a gun. You make the right decision. Make it right. And he's like, okay, I made it right. Anybody from X years ago when this case was filed.
If you were 18, 19, or 20 in 2020, you can carry a gun if you're still under 20.
That are now 21 and older can carry a gun. Yeah. Look at me, how smart I am. The complete temper tantrum, and I think 100% disqualifying him as a judge. This is bat crap crazy as far as judges go. If this guy still has a seat as a judge, it's a miracle. He should not have a seat as a judge after that decision.
Tim Harper, I responded back to your text message, and also Court 24, member for 43 months. Says, give to the scouts. Yes, do that. Yeah, so that's what's going to go on. They're going to have a conversation, and he's going to reissue it, most likely without the. Well, I'm 99.9% sure he's going to issue it without saying you have to give over the information to the government.
So I don't know why he did membership
here. So
he did the 30 days to turn over the membership list. I'm surprised he didn't say 24 hours, 7 days, something like that. So he must have been sobering up when he wrote that portion. This guy is a complete jerk. I don't. And I have nothing nice to say about his skills or his temperament. And the other thing, so traditionally what has happened before is when GOA, SAF, whatever the gun rights organization is, gets a decision that favors their members only, they don't disclose the membership list, and it makes it apply to everybody because they can't figure out how to arrest somebody and not get caught up in it because they may be a GOA member, they may be an SAF member, like the pistol brace rule and those kinds of things. So it kind of, even though it wasn't applying to everyone, it basically did.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's what the judge is trying to head off, but the DOJ did step in. I have not seen a response from NAGR on this yet because those.
So what is that called? That's as applied versus
as applied to facially.
So as applied means
to as applied to the people that are suing, basically.
Right. So the people named in the suit.
Correct.
Okay. And facial means everybody, whole population.
Yeah. Basic. Okay. For lack of a better term, you can think of it that way. There's some other differences, but for lack of a better term, facially means that the law itself, as applied to everyone, is unconstitutional. So the law itself is unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As applied, it's unconstitutional as applied to the defendant, to the plaintiff.
Gotcha.
Think of it that way. And we have another case, and I'm going to kick it over to Rich on this one, and I'm going to let him run this one.
Okay. Well, I got to give kudos to Ed, who tipped me off on this. I've been out of the loop a little bit, especially more so lately because I am going to Israel in a couple hours, 10:30 tonight. So my butt will be in the air heading to Israel to upgrade some F-35s. I always said that wrong. To go on a tour.
Is that why they created peace because they knew you were coming over there? They
It
might as
was a
well
big
have
deal.
peace. Rich is
It was
coming.
a big. Yeah. They heard about the upgrades I was going to be. I mean, they heard I was going on tour.
Oh, on the other channel, Kurt24, member for 25 months. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you so much for the 32 and 25 months.
So yeah, Ed hit me up with this information. I passed it over to Crumpy. So what's going on? If I read it correctly, and I hate reading on my phone legal decisions. So the only thing that has changed in Tate's case in the appeal is that it appears as though the one argument about his sentence running consecutive and not concurrent is double jeopardy. If I read that correctly, the other portions of the case, the appeal in the case, were not successful, which is
Yeah, they didn't consider the other parts.
Yeah.
They only considered the jeopardy part.
I truly believe. Now, first off, I think everybody should have a machine gun. Enjoy whatever you want. But operating within the laws of the country, I believe Tate is innocent. You know, with the legal constraints that the ATF puts on us, he was set up, he was framed, and he is innocent of anything they claim that he did wrong. And it really. It's not even entrapment. It actually was entrapment because they entrapped him into purchasing and selling a parts kit that was bandsaw cut, not torch cut.
Like they did with Randy Rager. Kept on bugging him until he actually did it.
So, yeah, this is a bad case. I'm so frustrated because somebody like Matt Hoover's in jail, somebody like Tate is in jail, when they were just conducting honest business, doing legal things. I don't see the ATF going to the streets of Chicago, arresting gangbangers and pulling Glock switches off the streets. We don't see those cases.
Yeah,
they might get shot.
This is out of the Fourth Circuit. The reference Bianchi and saying that they didn't need to do a full two-way analysis on it. So they did no analysis at all.
Wow. It's amazing between the laws and ATF rules and regulations that stacked up against Tate in that they used to put him in jail. At one time, the question here in my mind is, if you buy a machine gun parts kit that was legally, when it was the rule, to be bandsaw cut, does it have to be date and stamped? Does there have to be photos and videos of the bandsaw cutting to know that it was bandsaw cut when that was the rule in regulation?
ATF loves ambiguity.
Well, and you're right. And so many of the rules, the ATF rules, is they don't want to show what is good and what is bad because then you'll know how to circumvent the rules. They're like, yeah, we're not telling. And it's like, that's not how laws work. And unfortunately,
ATF really likes to use this holistic approach. You know it when you see it thing, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you know it when you see it is horrifically wrong and bad. I'm gonna have to drop for a second here.
Right. Yeah, it is definitely horrifically bad when they do. You know it when you see a thing because it's usually not a good thing, right? That when they do that, and they do it because they say they do it to basically make sure that no one gets around the law, which they consider people will find loopholes. But is there really a loophole, or is it just following the law? That's what my own thing is. I don't think it's a loophole. I think it's just following the law exactly what the law says. You follow it, and you should be good. But according to the ATF, you're trying to get around the law, which is defeating the purpose of the law, which to me is absolutely bonkers and actually is stupid. While Rich is gone, let me show you this really quick.
You think the law protects you? I write the law.
Then we'll burn the page. I'm not hiding anymore.
Good. Makes you easier to find.
Evil ATF coming summer 2020.
What do you guys think about that? You know what? I'm going to change that up a little bit too. But yeah, so I don't think that it's actually trying to find loopholes. The whole loophole thing is BS. Everyone says, "Oh, there's loop." In my hold on. All right, I should be back now. No, that's not real. I used AI to generate it. But the whole loophole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. And they should change it, right? But will they? Probably not. That they will just keep on doing stuff that is I don't know. They'll do stuff that is not exactly kosher, but it's what the ATF does. And yes, they do. They look at your bank account and see if you have enough money to fight the case. And if you don't have enough money to fight the case, then what they do is they throw the full weight behind you at you and try to hurt you. But yeah. All right, guys. I think that is it. I think we're gonna get out of here. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. With the Tate case, I don't think it's over. There is a couple different options that they do have. I want to get to those before we get out of here. The first thing they can do is ask for an en banc, where the full Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals will hear the case. That is probably the most logical step. If they do that, the three-judge panel decision will be vacated and it will go to the full bench. Now, the Fourth Circuit does not have to take the case. They can deny en banc, in which case it leaves only one option, and that is to file for a certiorari with the Supreme Court. And if they go to the Supreme Court, it might be a good thing for everyone because that decision will not only apply in the circuit, but it can change the law forever. All right, guys. And yep, that is want to let what Rossier is going to do. I'm sure we'll find out sooner than later. And yeah, okay. Oh, we got a question about Matt Hoover. Where is Matt Hoover? Matt Hoover will be out of prison in less than 2 months, which will be a good thing. He'll be going to a halfway house where he will start his reintegration into society. His appeal, we have not got word back on his appeal quite yet, which is a better sign because they came back right away with the decision like they did with Tate. It's usually not a good thing. So them holding it up is a better sign than when I saw that this case, the decision came back already. Tate will have to be resentenced, and instead of running consecutively, his sentence will run concurrently, which will cut some time down. So it's not a complete loss, but whatever. All right, guys, that's it. We're gonna get out of here. Remember, you can go ahead and give to the Cub Scouts by going to givesendgo.com/997, givesendgo.com/997. Support your local Cub Scouts, especially since it's not a woke unit. And with that, we can get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And with that, see you guys later.